the fourth album, Remember Never Before. That's big. So congratulations, guys. I'm loving what I'm. You guys never disappoint. That's the thing.
Wow, thanks,
It's nice
buddy.
that you feel that way.
How stoked are you guys to hit the road and show this album off to people?
I think it'll be so fun.
Yeah.
We're really looking forward to it. We really like I don't know if this happened to you, but like for us, I think it happened to a lot of people in a lot of different industries where just like shit's hitting the fan on a global level and you're like, I'm not sure if my job is important anymore. Maybe I should switch careers. And when we like kind of came to a point of being like, what is the one thing people want from us and need from us? That thing was like just energy. Like we need to bring the energy. And so that's kind of what ended up coming out all over the album.
Yeah, we get to kind of rip and like, play these songs live, and I think they were kind of created at a time when we were really, really wishing we could be playing live, and so the songs are going to be like, it's going to be a bit of a dream come true to really be able to feel that crowd energy and just like let it rip. It's going to be really special.
Because your shows, they totally feed off the crowd energy. And that's one thing I love about going to see July Talk play is your live show is probably one of the best out there as far as like the energy and stuff goes, and you have the music, and then the fans are great as well. So I'm super stoked.
We got a second drummer now.
Yeah, we got 6 of us now on stage. We got another drummer. It's Danny and Danny. Danny Miles is like 6'4", and Danny Nash is like 4'11" or something, and they're drummed next to each other, and it's like just makes the show a lot more like driving and crazy, and we've been able to like bring in just like a lot more. It's a huge force. It sounds so massive, and so we're really can't wait. I mean, this feels like it's going to be the first real big proper tour since the way back, because everything else was kind of clunky. Are we going to cancel? Are we going to do this? Now it feels like this is going to be the big first one back where we just get to enjoy it.
So how much Jamesons are you going to have to bring on stage now that you have so many people up there?
I mean, we already always brought a full bottle, so I just can't really ever imagine like needing more than that. If you get through that, then the crowd's in for a real mess, a train wreck.
How many bottles over the past 11 years of July Talk do you think you guys have went through?
Oh boy.
I don't know. I mean, the funniest thing is that like they get opened on stage and then there's like a couple sips taken, and at the end of the tour we're like cleaning out of the bandwagon or the van or whatever we were touring in, and there's just like 17.
No, that's not true.
Jameson
We're not
bottles.
wasteful at all. I literally combine every drop. I'm like I would never throw out James.
I'm not saying we throw them out. I'm just saying that we accumulate a lot of bottles by the end of tour.
Yeah. It's never wasteful though.
No, we always split them up amongst us and take them home.
That's hilarious. When you guys started out 11 years ago, did you think that this would ever be your full-time gig?
Absolutely not. No, I think that like our first goal was just to be a band around Toronto that would be able to bring a crowd locally, like we just wanted to make music for the spaces that we loved watching music in. We'd go out to every show, and just to be able to be a part of that scene was like kind of the only priority I think we could ever imagine. And then once we started being able to tour and play in other cities and start developing that, it was like, I think from that point on, on one hand you feel like everything's a bonus and you're so grateful for everything you have, but on the other hand I think you start to feel that responsibility to really deliver, both on like every live show, every record, everything. It has to be up to a certain standard where you feel like you've done the people that are interested in your band, like you've done right by them. And so I think also just making the band stand with our values of like acceptance and making sure everybody feels welcome at the shows, and that there's no like exclusivity that makes certain people feel like they can't come out or can't feel safe. I think that as you get beyond your goals and beyond your dreams, like I think that becomes your focus, is to make sure that like that you could just, that July Talk is our values, and that people can see themselves within it, I guess.
How much pressure is it for you to, you mentioned about the album, make sure it's up to snuff and stuff. How much pressure is that album after album after album to produce and perform and put out a kick-ass album every time? Or do you not think about that?
I mean, well, it's like our standards are pretty high for ourselves. I don't think we really get swayed too much by like, where will this music fit, or like what will get played on the radio. We're just like making music that we love, and anytime we've like tried to write something for a specific purpose, like it just ends up getting canned. But I'd say like we usually write like 40 songs or so for every album.
Oh,
so
wow.
that kind of speaks to like the amount of work that goes into it. We just kind of like churn out tunes and then rely on like the best of the best.
And all six of us have to believe it's the best, right? And so we hold each other to like a really high standard. And I think within the band, there's like microcosms of that. You know, Danny and Josh being like the core rhythm section, they're so hard on each other in like a really beautiful and generous way, but it's like they need to know that every song can get folks moving and like feels like the coolest groove. And Ian's really hard on himself in terms of where the kind of like guitar innovation can come from. And I think everybody within the band, Leia and I, you know, when we're writing lyrics, like I think that there is usually unspoken, you know, both of us are pretty like, you almost can kind of finish each other's sentences a little bit. Like I wouldn't show you something unless I felt that it was strong enough to show you, and probably vice versa. But yeah, it's definitely pressure, but it's all pressure we put on ourselves to just like, you know, make a record that excites us, right? And that would excite us to go see another band, you know, play, obviously.
And you have to be able to stand behind the songs for like a number of years afterwards.
That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
It's like if people like play them, so like you better like what you wrote.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask about the video episodes that you put out, your 1 through 6 for Certain Father. First off, did you do all that, Peter? Because I know you got like a background in cinematography.
No, it wasn't just me, that's for sure. It was a really cool team. Essentially, we worked with a director named Nadia Tan, who also directed the video for Push and Pull back when on Touch, and a cinematographer named Victor Cajoj, I believe that's how you say it. And then Leia and I have started this like video art collective thing called Denuda. So it's kind of 4 of us as like the core team behind it. And really it was like, I think Nadia came to us, or we went to her looking to collaborate on something like that, of like sort of male tenderness and bringing in images of like the struggle, you know, just like the internal, you know, it was all kind of supposed to be happening within the psyche of the character, where you have this immense struggle, you know, essentially against these archetypes and these norms that were established to us long ago about who a man should be and who you're meant to be. And I guess kind of like what comes out of that in that series is a bit of a kind of like a birth of a new form of masculinity. So it was a really special project, and one that like I really appreciated the process of, and to make something with that kind of core team of the 4 of us was really special.
It's a powerful video series, and if people haven't seen it yet, even just go onto YouTube and go to the July Talk page, and you have all 6 of them there. And like you mentioned, man, it's a powerful statement that you guys put out, and very well done, may I say. So
thank you so much.
It felt like an important time to just like highlight, like in the stuff that's more shot in the woods, just like we're really living in a time where, you know, state and God is like trying to take control of people's bodies and women bodies and non-binary bodies and trans bodies, and like just historically speaking, from like millennia ago until now, people have always been able to make those decisions for themselves, and they've always been the best at doing that. And just trying to like highlight the fact that is something that needs to be honored in today's society.
You two are two of the best people in the world. My God, I love that so much. It's not even funny. I cannot wait for you guys to come here. You will be playing 2 shows at the Commodore, March 29th and 30th. If anybody who haven't seen you before, you need to go. Experience July Talk. You're going to have the best time. One final question before I let you guys run. What's one thing that you haven't done yet in your career that's on your bucket list still?
It's a good question. I feel like for me, it's always something that always pushes me is like a sort of symbiosis between the music and the visuals. And I think that we've gone down that road, but I'd like to take it even further. And so, you know, I'm really inspired by artists like Kendrick Lamar and 9 Inch Nails and certain bands that have been able to work within visual, I don't know, just have that spot where you don't know where the idea came from, whether it was the visual or the music, and make the show feel like sort of fully realize where those two things can kind of meet. So I'm always like after that, I'm always like chasing that. And I think this spring tour, we're really going to try to find a new level of that kind of symbiosis.
Yeah, we want dancers. We want to be a rock band with dancers on stage. I just think that'd be so fun.
I'd volunteer, but I'm not very good, so, but.
Well, we already put you down.
Did you? Okay.
You're first on the list.
All right, looking forward to seeing you here in March, guys, and love you both so much, and be safe.